The cast is phenomenal. White House Plumbers' release date and the downfall of the U.S. presidency are the only two things we are waiting for. That's Nixon's presidency. The original White House Plumbers, also known as the Room 16 Project or White House Special Investigation Unit, served as inspiration. A show that focuses on the two masterminds behind the scandal was picked up by HBO. The book Integrity, Good People, Bad Choices, written by E. Bud Crow and Matthew Crow, served as the basis for the show's creation. Interestingly, despite serving time in prison for his part in the Watergate scandal, Ego published a bestseller in 2007. It was just picked up by HBO, and they made a whole show about it. In addition to being the show's creators, Alex Gregory and Peter Hook also wrote the script and the story. We were therefore provided with a ripple outline of the movie's outcome from the trailer. However, we will now provide you with a comprehensive description of the political drama that will air on HBO in March 2023. You see, prior to the Watergate scandal, then-President Richard Nixon employed E. Howard Hunt and G. Gordon Liddy as operatives. They were the first plumbers hired by the White House to stop something like the Pentagon Papers from being made public again. They were paid a lot of money to do this, and the two gentlemen were allowed to do whatever they wanted as long as they stopped any more leaks from the government. The plumbers at the White House were there to smear the like button on cash, just like you should if you haven't already. Oh no, seriously, their objective was to safeguard the presidency. Nixon didn't want the Democrats to take away his second term because he had just won it. Having said that, do you remember the plumbers? Well, Nixon asked the group to find dirt on his Democratic rivals after getting a little too close to them. The White House plumbers eventually broke into the Watergate building and stole important papers from the offices of Democratic politicians there, whether out of a pure desire for power or because things got out of hand. They were caught red-handed, and when background checks were done, they found that the White House was paying these people. Now, if a group of high-ranking government officials were to steal important documents from the Democrats, what would they be doing? Before you knew it, the public was aware that G. Gordon Liddy was the mastermind behind the Watergate scandal. One thing led to another. It was he who suggested it. He was the one who devised the strategy, and he deserved to be criticized for it. But no, this man was so clever that he was able to get away with it and start a conservative radio talk show where he used his newfound fame to make money. We will provide a comprehensive behind-the-scenes look at the 7 weeks that led to Nixon's downfall on the show. Although he retired before he could be impeached, he did release the secret recordings he made inside the White House, which forever depicted him as a vile individual. The characters G. Gordon Liddy and E. Howard Hunt will be the focus of this show's story. Woody Harrelson, who you may be familiar with from The Hunger Games, will play Hunt, and Justin Theroux will play the tough guy with the mustache. Domhnall Gleeson will play John Diehl alongside the other cast members. Lena Hefner will portray Dorothy Hunt, and if she resembles our Game of Thrones character Cersei, we're in for a treat. The role of Kevin Hunt is then played by Kiernan Shipka. Rich Sommer will play E. Bud Crow, the original book's author who was sentenced to prison for his part in the scandal. The show made it clear from the start that Woody Harrelson and Justin Theroux would play the main characters. The casting process, on the other hand, took much longer. The casting directors held auditions from April to July 2021 to select all 20 or 30 actors. Alex Valdez and Corbin Burnson were the final actors cast in the show. They started filming while the casting process was still going on. On May 3, 2021, they began principal photography. Before wrapping up filming on October 21 of the same year, the cast and crew traveled nearly 6 months' worth of locations, including Poughkeepsie, New York City, Washington, D.C., the U.S. Virgin Islands, Beverly Hills, California, and a plethora of other locations. If the procedure appears to be simple but exhausting, it was not. All of the props were taken off the set when director David Mandel got into an accident with them. On August 12, 2021, they resumed filming the show after a brief pause. If our calculations are correct, the marketing department and editors had approximately 15 months to finish the show. It is unusual for the editors to work on the show for 15 months before it is finished. We are unsure whether the director is the most ardent perfectionist there is or whether they simply ran into trouble. However, based on the trailer, we believe this show will be devastating. Regarding the show's release, HBO will air The White House Plumbers in March of this year. Now, those individuals who do not have access to HBO can press the subscribe button, just as you should if you have not already. Oh no. In fact, you can stream the entire show by going online to HBO Max. Warner Brothers will distribute the show, and the show has numerous executive producers, including the show's creators and writers. In March of this year, the series will be available for streaming, but the official release date is unknown. HBO is very close to releasing the pilot, but they have yet to announce the show's official release date for some strange reason. We are able to talk about the show and reveal the plot now that the trailer has been released. Gentlemen, the president requires action-oriented men. It is now your responsibility to ensure that he wins this election. From the very beginning, when G.G. Liddy and E.H. Hunt are seated in the chair, a Republican on Nixon's side tells them that they must ensure that he wins a second term. Here is a list of everything the guy let them use to get Nixon into office for a second time, just to make things clearer. Espionage, sabotage, infiltration, and bare-knuckle strategies. The individual believes that this is a case of get them before they get us. As a result, the Watergate office's surveillance equipment was planted by this group of operatives. Don't get caught, which is the most important thing of all. You are paid employees of the White House. Among God's,